Hello, it's Victoria Wynn from WynnModernArt.com. Let's do some speed painting. I've got 3 hours to complete a piece of art, have it dry, and allow it to be on NBC. Here we go. I have just grabbed some Liquitex Basics. I'm almost out. So, yep, I knew it was gonna do that. But you do what you gotta do in the last minute situation. So I'm doing a demo, but also talking about the importance of art on our mental health. And that is extremely important to me, and I'm really, really honored and excited that they're open to having that conversation. Not all networks are interested in talking about mental health awareness. So this is a really beautiful thing that they're doing with me. We'll get to feature the Wynn Modern Art products. So I have just grabbed various shades of blues and mints and teals. Just grabbing your basic paintbrush and just back and forth. I didn't even have time to properly get my whole tripod set up to shoot this video, but who knows? Maybe this new angle might be nice to watch a video from me in a totally different angle. And I'm doing it upside down. That's the kind of funny thing for me. So what I'm gonna do is make my brush go up and down in waves. You see how it's creating an ombre effect? It doesn't matter that I splattered out my paints, because I knew that this is what I was going to be doing anyways. I want that beautiful ombre. That's what you see in the ocean, right? I am getting all packed up to head to Belize for the 2022 Art and Mindset Retreat by Wynn Modern Art. And we're really excited to have this TV spot just before I go. It just makes so much sense to talk about mental health when I happen to be having a art and mindset retreat. I did not name that by a mistake last year. So that's all you got to do. Beautiful wave-like strokes. And speaking of mental health and art, I find that to be so relaxing to do. You don't need to rush it like I am. I am rushing it simply because I need this to dry and get on the show, just so people can see an example. Now, normally I would do like a whole acrylic pour, since that is what I'm going to be featuring on the show today. But acrylic pours can take quite a while to dry, so just wait till you see what I will be up to today in just a few moments here. So acrylics are amazing for if you need a piece of art quick, you're working on a Christmas craft or even fine art, then acrylics are the way to go because they're so quick drying. Now, while this is a little wet, here's my secret. This is Opal 2.0. It looks white in the bag. And, whoa. I grabbed the wrong powder. I think I'm gonna let it go and still use it though, because it happens to be one of my favorites. A little hard to see. So this is called Electric. And watch what it does when it hits paint. Also, when it hits resin, same thing, the white completely disappears, and this shifts to like an electric bluish purple. Let me show you what it looks like, excuse me, on the teal side. Remember, you got to do this when your paint is still a little bit wet so it adheres. There we go. So what it's doing, the camera struggles a little bit to pick up the color shift, the purple. So I will, of course, share video and photos with really showcasing that. I've got messy hands. I like to keep baby wipes nearby. Okay, now I've got this little spot on the bottom where I haven't added anything. What I'm going to be doing is, again, this is super quick and very impromptu. So I'm going to use this bottle that I found of paint that I made from a class. Here, let me show it to you this way. And it is in liquid form, which is going to make it a little more challenging for dry time. But I'm going to thin it out because all I'm really going to do is add Belize sand to it. I don't even see another brush nearby. How am I going to do this? This might be the way to do it. You know, when you're in a rush, even if you're not in a rush, but you just, what I would call, just kind of want to get your art on, and you don't want to worry about all the proper brushes or proper mixtures of this and that. You just want to get to it and start having some fun. I am oftentimes more like that because I do use art as therapy. I'm more like that than the super ultra planner, though I do have an idea in my mind of the piece of art and the technique. Sometimes it's a technique that I already have done before, and other times I have to come up with a new technique because I have a new idea. So I'm not too worried about the little bit of blue that's showing through, because I will be adding some sand. Now this is drying pretty quickly. I think what I'm going to do is add some LUXE WaterFX. If you're not familiar with LUXE WaterFX, it's what I use as a resin alternative. Look at that shimmer. The purple is starting to really show through. I use LUXE WaterFX for a high shine, a nice gloss finish, and it's very quick drying, which is why it's going to be perfect for this project today since I am in a rush. I also make waves with it, so have a watch as I create some waves with LUXE WaterFX. It's probably the biggest question I get. How do you make waves with that? Not everybody wants to use resin. They want to paint with their kids around or their pets and family members, or maybe they are sensitive to the toxins in resin. So LUXE WaterFX has gotten some nice write-ups in art articles and blogs about being a great resin alternative. So let's get started with some waves. Let's see. So this is a fluid white. It is just Acrylics Basics mixed with Floetrol. Floetrol can be found on Amazon. The exact name of it is Floetrol. It can be found on Amazon, Lowe's, Home Depot, so hardware stores. Now the reason I've got my logo on this bottle is it lets me know that I've added a little bit of Opal 2.0 Luxe powder. It gives it a little shimmer. And then I've got one that doesn't have any of the Luxe powder. I like to mix between the two. Okay, deep breath. if you've taken any of my courses, you know that just taking a deep breath and relaxing for a minute is extremely important when doing fluid art, but any kind of art, really. All right, here we go. So I'm first, let's go this way so you can see better. Adding LUXE WaterFX. Just like that. I'll tilt it just a bit. Now I'm going to do a little finger painting. It's just the quick and a very fun way to make waves. I'm going to grab some white. Like that. And only tilt the tiniest bit. Trying to show you my wave without messing up my wave. Let's see. Okay, that is challenging to do when I've got stuff all over my hands, but I will of course show you a picture when it's all done. So all I did was add a base of LUXE WaterFX and then just some, here, let's do this. Just some acrylics mixed with Floetrol. You can really see that electric powder, that shimmer. My paint is super dull. That's why I add a little shimmer to it. It makes it come alive and gives it a whole lot of depth. So the color that I used is electric. I also love to use Opal 2.0 and Pixie Wing. Basically those white powders that look like they're just going to be white in the bag, they end up being so magical. Again, look how unassuming. That's it. And then, well, you can actually see with a little bit of the shift of the light, you can see the purple coming out a bit. Okay, so I've added some more water effects. I'm going to go, again, since I'm in super speed mode, I've really got to bust through this painting. So just doing a little tilt, not too much because I don't want to mess up my waves on the top also. Got to be mindful of them. And adding in a wave-like design, up and down, up and down. Do as many as you like of your waves. I'll give you a little aerial view in just a second here. Now, if you tilt or spread with your finger too much, you're gonna lose your wave, your definition in your wave. You do not want to over tilt or over spread with your fingers. That white will just disappear right into your wave. And that is not what we want. So that's what we've got going right now. Kind of loving it, actually. All right. Final step. I am going to add just some straight Floetrol to my sand, or to my beige at the bottom, right here. And the tiniest bit because I just need my sand to stick. Like that. Because I need this to dry quickly. Now I know my WaterFX is gonna dry quickly, but I probably should have added WaterFX just now instead of the Floetrol, since Floetrol takes so long. You know what? There's no time like the present. Let me wipe off Floetrol. Love you, Floetrol, but your success in life is not drying fast. That is not where you shine. So, all right. Totally wipe that Floetrol right off. And I still have the beige paint right there. WaterFX to the rescue. Again, what was I thinking? So I am just, again, I'm still just adding a very thin layer of the WaterFX here on my beach. Spread it out. It's an amazing adherent. I could be adding rocks if I wanted. The WaterFX is pretty similar to like crazy glue regarding how, just gotta clean my workspace a little. It makes me crazy if I don't. Regarding just how sticky, what a great adherent it is for heavier objects. But for right now, excuse me, I am using it for my sand. Billy sand from the beach in front of my cabana, which, by the way, oh my gosh, what a dream come true. I am so thankful. Now, the reason I like to use real sand is because, look, you get the twigs, the seaweed, the realistic. It's not craft store sand that's all bleached. It has no visual interest. Let me turn this around and show you. I'm just sprinkling. Now, don't go back and forth or you will see the lines. Go like in a nice figure 8 to help your sand to fall so it's more natural looking. Just wave-like designs or figure 8s, which is a wave-like design. Our little quick piece of art here is looking really beautiful. I just wanted it to be featured on the show today because I want people to see and have an idea of the possibilities of, one, using non-toxic products, and two, something that you can do in 20 minutes if need be. Though I highly suggest you spend more time on it. Right now, it's only 18 minutes into this video. So, of course, I highly suggest spending more time with your art. But I will say, even though I painted this one quite quickly, now I can just let it dry, I still had a blast. Partly because I was teaching and talking to all of you. Like, in my mind, you guys are all talking right back to me. Like, in my mind, I'm not speaking to a screen and that's it. Like, I'm talking to all of you. So I'm also having a good time. Let's add one last final touch, which would be LUXE 3D bubbles. They are little glass iridescent balls of joy in various little sizes. So they look like little bubbles. Let's see if I can show you with the camera. And there they are. And maybe if I can continue. So I think for this piece, I'm going to do some 3D bubbles throughout. few here and there. Sometimes I only do it on my shoreline, but for this piece, I'm kind of loving the 3D bubbles. Okay. The 3D bubbles like throughout. I do want a little more on my shoreline, so I'm going to add some more LUXE WaterFX just along the sand. I just found a hair. Come on. Got it. Okay. Do not worry when mistakes happen, such as random hair. I'm just taking my finger, blending right over it. And now I'm just adding my 3D bubbles, a whole bunch to the shoreline. I'll show you in just a second what that looks like. Got a thing about not having sticky hands. If you're not wearing gloves, you'll see what I'm talking about. The WaterFX, you know, it feels a little gooey and sticky, but I guess even if I have paint on my hands, I'm still like always washing it and cleaning it off. 3D bubbles along the shoreline. I'm excited to show you pictures of this because I can tell that the video is doing an okay job. iPhone, you're not doing too bad, but you'll probably use a little upgrade. So here we have it. Victoria Wynn, rushing a painting, but as long as I'm having fun, it's okay if I am doing it in a short period of time. The goal is the fun factor. And for me, a personal goal is to help all of you out to have confidence. And, you know, I really want to promote art is not something that you need to feel like you're this professional. Just go and have fun. Like it is so meditative. That's why I'm speaking about it today. You know, on this show, it does so much good for our mental health. So that is another part of my calling, is just to show people, look how fun. You do not need to be anything but a hobbyist or someone just trying to manage some day-to-day stress. Love you guys. Victoria Wynn, WynnModernArt.com for the products shown. Here's a quick demo in slow motion using LUXE 3D bubbles. And then here's the whole piece. Look at all the sparkle. You can see the LUXE 3D bubbles. Love you guys.